Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I had to think happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? I was starting to think what day is it? Happy Wednesday. Hump of the week or peak of the week. Hump day or peak of the week. Whichever you like to do. A lot of people say hump day. I like to say peak of the week because I'm ever the optimist. So we'll just wait for people to start to join. Let me know if you're here and you can pop it in the comments. And today, we are very excited because we have an amazing guest who is actually a member of the family. If now is your time, aren't you, Julie? Really?
I am, yeah.
It's Donna's sister-in-law. And I'm like the Elliott's family, aren't I? So, I'm kind of related to you on some level.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Julie's come here to share her amazing inspirational story with everybody today. So we're very excited, and it is exciting to be able to have like a member of the family coming on our lives with us. It's for us, for Donna and I, it is exciting. So I'm not gonna steal our thunder. I'll let Julie talk through the journey that she's been. But obviously, this week we're focusing around health. And Julie has made a huge transformation in her life. So yes, there's people on just saying hello. Hi, everyone. So Julie, do you want to just talk through it? Because I know you've already been active. You're one of our Soul System original members, and you've shared your story in the past anyway. But do you want to just start to share the story with our lovely Soul System gang?
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie. As Donna and Cheryl have said, I lost 13 stone. I was 48, and I've had disability for the last 10 years. I have lymphedema in both my legs. I'll always have the disability. It'll never go away. However, losing weight has helped. Being overweight, I was just getting more and more tired, lethargic. I was just sitting around. The grandkids were coming along. I didn't have the energy to do anything with them. My kids were growing up, so I wasn't as active as I was previously, taking them everywhere. And basically, I dedicated most of my life for the last 30 years to my kids, to their hobbies, and to everything they wanted to do, which all mothers do. But the one thing I did neglect myself. My kids played basketball, and they played all over the country. They played National League at quite a high level. I would put up healthy packed lunches for them. I would travel with them on the bus, but take nothing for me, because I was too busy making sure they had everything they wanted to do. So I would stop at the services, and I would grab anything that was at the services. Not really bothered. My big problem was I didn't eat enough, and I didn't eat healthy. I would just grab anything. So when it came down to meal times, I wasn't particularly eating mine. For all I was making healthy food for them, I wasn't eating mine because I picked all day because I'd been so busy transporting them around and everything. Like I say, I got to the age of 48 in a little bit. I'm still this side of 50. I'm going to be 50 next year. This was March 2017. And I thought, I don't want to be fat and 50. I tried different diets over the years. And like Claire said, nothing worked for me. There was always a reason why nothing worked. But I soon realised that there weren't reasons, there were excuses. I was underactive thyroid, so that was my excuse. I'm a big girl on underactive thyroid. I'm a big girl, bad legs, and I can't exercise and I can't walk far. And my daughter had put on a little bit weight since her wedding, and we'd been on a family trip. She looked back at some photos and she said, Mum, I've put a stone on since my wedding. I'm going to join Slimming World. So I turned around and went, I'm coming with you.
Amazing.
I instantly regretted it. I instantly regretted what I'd said. And there was no way that she was going to let us back down. And then I was thinking, like, one voice in my head was saying, like, it's now or never. You don't want to be fat and 50. You could have a good few stone off by the time your 50th birthday next year. And another one, you're going to fail. It's going to be another thing that you're going to try, and it's not going to work. And I tried. I said to Rebecca, I think I'll go next week. And like Claire said yesterday in her live, there was always a reason for me not to do it. I had a holiday coming. I was like, I like my food. I want to have a drink and I want to enjoy myself on holiday. After holidays, then after holidays was going to be somebody's birthday. I was like, well, after my birthday, well, after Christmas. Christmas, and there was always a reason. And Rebecca wasn't going to ever have this reason this time.
Good.
That when I went to Slimming World, that the scales wouldn't weigh me. I thought I was so heavy that the scales wouldn't weigh me. There again, she messaged the lady who ran the Slimming World class, and she said, "Oh, my mum's worried." And she said, "You know, I know your mum. Unless she's put on a drastic amount of weight over the last few weeks, the scales will weigh her. She's got nothing to worry about."
Yeah.
I was so anxious, but I went through it. I stepped on the scale. I was shaking like a leaf, felt sick. I was 25 stone and 1 pound.
25 stone and 1 pound. Yeah. Wow.
Horrified. I was ill. And then I went away thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get down to a decent weight. You know, even if I was to lose 5 stone, I'm still going to be 25. I'm 20 stone. I'm still going to be obese. I'm still going to be in outsized clothes I don't even like. And everything was going through my mind. And then I thought, you know what? I've been there. I've done it. That was the hardest move to make. That was the biggest decision and the hardest move, to let somebody else weigh us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to give it me all this week.
Yeah.
So that plan.
Sorry, Julie, can I just stop you? Just Yvette's just saying that you're struggling to hear a little bit. Can you lean into the mic a bit? I don't know. Can you get nearer? It seems to like it's okay, and then it like will lose you a bit.
All right.
See what that's like. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's okay, and then it just keeps chopping. So we'll see. But I just want to, before you move on and start the journey, is just to come back to just some of the things that you've talked about there, because like you say, and I think this is common as women, like we're making sure that our family are okay. So you're making sure that your kids eat healthy. You're making sure that when you're traveling with a basketball, they're okay, and then you're grabbing junk food, bad food, and it's not like, I'm sure that wasn't coming from an intention of, all right, I'm going to make the kids eat healthy today, but I'm going to eat crap food so that my weight doesn't improve. Like, it's not a conscious decision, is it? It's just you were that focused on making sure everyone else is okay. You just put yourself to the back of the queue.
I did, yeah, absolutely.
And I think as women, it is something that it's quite common in us, where we like to make sure we're the caregivers, everyone else is okay, and we put our own needs at the back of the queue, don't we? So I think that's really interesting. And then what was, because you said like you had like health problems, and you still have got some, but you had much more health problems. Like, what was a day-to-day like for you? Like, how did you feel when you were getting up? Like, were you conscious of it? Were you consciously thinking around your weight and that you wanted to do something about it, or was it just, did you just like get on with it?
I thought about it all the time. I never talked about it, but I thought about it all the time. I would never watch television programs with overweight people in, because I didn't want to hear the comments and things like that. I made on, I didn't care. I painted on the smile, happy, cheerful Julie, like everybody knows. And I just wasn't that person underneath. It was false. I had led a lie for all them years that I was overweight. I would make jokes about it. You know, this didn't come on overnight and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. Oh, it doesn't matter about me if everybody else is all right, and just put on the cheerful face. One of the worst things, like, it was fitting in chairs in restaurants, cafes, go out for fish and chips at the seafront, and they had those little patio chairs and things like that. And I would look at the chairs and think, I'm not going to fit in that chair. And I would go, oh, I don't like the look of that place. Let's move on somewhere else, to somewhere where there was a bench or something like that you wouldn't be able to tell. And it was just hiding from the
And that must have been exhausting. Like Donna, when Donna talks about imposter syndrome, it's that like feeling like a fraud, where you're like pretending, like getting up every day, pretending, holding all of this in your own mind and not feeling okay enough to share it. You must have been exhausted mentally.
It was physically and mentally draining. Absolutely. I would paint on a grin, going out clothes shopping. There was one shop that I could go. I was a size 30 to 32. And there was one shop that did my size. And I would pick up the clothes, and they were awful. They were awful clothes. And it wasn't things I liked. It was things that fit us. And my husband would say, I'd look at the price tag and I'd say, I'm not paying that. And he would say, Julie, you'd paid for the kids, you'd paid for me, paid for yourself. I would say, well, no, because I don't like it. If I liked it, I would pay it, but I'm only buying it because I need something to wear. We're going out and I need something to wear. I would not go to parties. I would decline invitations. Like a certain group of friends, I was even getting to the stage where I was declining nights out and making up excuses. And then I was feeling guilty for lying. And then I was watching their posts on Facebook that they were having fun and things like that. And it was just awful. And something just had to be done. You know, the line had to be done.
Absolutely constant. And thank goodness for your daughter for suggesting Slimming World. So even when you went, you were obviously terrified of going and giving yourself again these excuses and reasons not to go, but something in you wanted to push through, and thank goodness for you it did. 13 stone lighter.
Yeah. I went on my first week. Like I said before, I was ill. I was ill getting on the scale and, you know, showing people what my weight was and things. And I stuck with that program like 100%. I didn't think it was going to work. I had ate so much in that week, probably twice as much as what I would normally eat. I thought there's no way I could have lost weight. I don't eat a lot. I just eat the wrong things. And there's no way I could have lost weight with the amount of food that I ate. So the following week, I got on the scale. I was so nervous, thinking that she's going to tell us that I've gained weight. I've ate so much. And the number was different. The first weight was 25 stone 1. And the second week, I got on the scale and all I could see was the 2. And I thought, oh my God, I've put a pound on. And I hadn't. It was 24 stone 2. I had lost 13 pounds in my first week. And I think then it clicked. You know, I thought, this is success. I've lost a stone. I just thought, I'm never going to get there. I thought, you know what? I actually could. And then my goal at first was, even if I get to a normal size that I can buy in a shop, maybe a size 18, if I can get to a size 18 that I can buy in any shop, my clothes are going to be much better, better choice of clothes, that kind of thing. So I kept at it. The second week I lost 6 pounds. So I'd lost nearly 1.5 stone in 2 weeks. So I think I was driven by success.
Amazing.
You know, it was something I was doing for me, and this was all about me. It wasn't about anybody else. And I'm thinking, is this selfish? You know, it's not about them anymore. It's about me. And this is actually working. And at first I didn't tell anyone. I let people, like the family knew. But I didn't tell anyone else. I let people notice, like for themselves, how it made us feel. And then people were, have you lost weight? And I go, a little bit. And I was trying not to have this big grin on my face. And I had lost like a little bit more than a little bit.
Oh, that's amazing. It is amazing. Like you said, going back the next time and then realizing, wow, this is a thing. And what's so inspiring about you is you didn't just and I'll let you, obviously you'll tell everyone, you didn't just stop there, did you? That you then became like a really great member in the group, and then you've gone on to be featured in magazines. You won loads of awards, didn't you? It's like this must have, you've gone from like looking after your family, putting them first, putting yourself at the back of the queue, and then something's just clicked, and then you didn't just stop there, did you?
No, I didn't. I went on to do much more. There's a guy, he's a good friend of ours. He's from Texas. He's a basketball player, and he helped me a lot. I wanted to start and get into exercise, and I'd lost about 8 stone. So I spoke to Drew, and he said, oh, you know, yeah, I can help you. I'll write up this 30-day challenge. He knew about my disabilities. He knew about my limitations. So he says, you start from day 1. He says, and do this 30-day challenge. He says, and by the end of it, you'll be doing like much more than what you did when you started on day 1. So like at first it was like a few star jumps, planks, that kind of thing. But it was like for 5 seconds, and it was like 5 seconds doing this plank. It seems like, oh God, yeah, 5 seconds is nothing. And like the muscles and stuff were just aching and stuff like that. So by day 30, I was really getting a kick out of this. I was really pushing myself. And Drew was brilliant all the way along the line. He's quite an inspirational speaker, and he was fantastic. He drew another plan up for us, and I did that. So that was 2 months. By the end of that 2 months, I had joined Aquafit. I had started swimming, that kind of stuff, and doing things to my capabilities. And just then I realized, you know what? My reasons haven't been reasons, they've been excuses. You know, I can exercise. There is things I can do. I can't do a lot of things what other people can do, but there is things that I can do. And I started doing that. And it made us like really proud. My self-confidence ended up going through the roof. And all along, Drew's company is Train Harder, and it's based in Texas, and it's quite a worldwide company now. It's still small, but it's still worldwide. And I wanted one of these Train Harder tops. And I wanted this top, and I thought there's no way. And he did sizes right up to XXL, and I thought I don't want a proper XXL top. If I have an XXL top, I'm not going to be training harder. So I'm going to train harder, and I'm going to get into a medium or large Train Harder top. And I got into the medium Train Harder top, and I was just so thrilled. And not long after that, Drew made us the first ambassador to his company. So he was so proud of us. So now I'm ambassador to Train Harder. That's opened up that door. I've had touch with journalists and wanting to write a story about us. And as you know, this wasn't me. I'm not the type of person that's ever spoke out about anything like that. Donna will tell you the same. I'd sit in the corner and do things, and these journalists were getting in touch and saying, can I write a story? And I was like, oh my God, I don't want like everyone to know. I don't want to tell people. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do it. And I think I spoke to you and Donna about it. You were like, where's your self-confidence? What's holding you back? What's stopping you? And I thought, you know what? You're right. There's nothing stopping us. You know, this is about me, and, you know, I should be proud. And people were saying, you're an inspiration and you don't know it. And I thought, you know, if my story can inspire others, I'm quite happy. You know, to be inspired is one thing, but to inspire people is something just totally new, something I thought I would never do. So all these little things were coming in on my journey and made us totally forget about how far away I was. And then one day I realised people were starting to say, have you lost enough weight? Do you not think you've lost enough? When are you going to stop? And I used to joke, I said, when I can get into my daughter's clothes, I'll stop. And then one day I actually did get into her clothes. And it was like amazing. Yeah. It was just so, I thought, oh God. And then I thought, I do sort of need to stop. At one point I need to put an end in place. So I started counting up. I was up to about 160, 170 pound that I had lost. And I started counting down, and that was just so strange, counting down to that last stage. But so many things had happened in the meantime. I'd sort of lost focus on what I was doing, and it just became a normal way of life. This was just living my life. That everything just sort of fell into place. And I reached my target in the October of 2018, like 6 weeks before my 50th birthday.
Wow.
I'd said I didn't want to be fat and 50, and I actually wasn't. So it was just amazing.
It's amazing. Gives us goosebumps. And even though I know all of this, it still gives us goosebumps because, like, you've set an intention, haven't you, about you want to be fit at 50. You've set that intention, and then your journey, and you've took inspired action along the way. You didn't know how it was going to happen, but you'd made a decision. You made the decision. You set the intention. You want to be fit at 50. You want to be fabulous at 50, whatever we want to say. And you didn't know how or what the journey would be, but how amazing. Then 6 weeks before you turn 50, and you're fitting in medium-sized t-shirts, and you're fitting in your daughter's clothes, and you feel good, because this is about your identity as well and who you are, isn't it?
It is. Like my 50th birthday party, I would never have had a 50th birthday party. It would have been a quiet family meal, didn't want to fuss. And my 50th birthday party, I was wearing a size 12 jumpsuit, and I just felt absolutely like just $1 million. I really did. I just felt great. And it was an achievement. It was my achievement. It was something I had done. And it wasn't always as plain sailing. You know, there was some bumps in the road that I felt like crying. I felt like giving up. I never gave up alcohol. I never gave up nights out. What I would do, I would Google the best thing to have. I would Google menus before I went out. Like, Google was my best friend. Choose before I had a drink what I was going to eat. And I would eat that, and I would stick to that. And I would count everything.
It's really
And
important, isn't it? Sorry, about planning and preparation.
yeah, absolutely. It's all about planning. It's definitely all about planning. If your plan goes out the window, you just grab anything.
Grab anything. We've got a few questions, Julie. So just let me go through. So Andrea's asked, how did you lose that much weight and keep motivated? So this was earlier on. So I think you've talked through some of that. But what was your motivation when you had the down days and you just thought, oh my God, what am I doing? How did you keep yourself going?
Probably how far I had come. I never thought I would ever get that far, because so many things had failed, even like pills off the doctor and things like that had failed, shakes, meal prep, getting meals delivered to my door 3 days at a time, that kind of thing, got bored with it. But I think my main point was, and what I would say to people now, if they said, can you give me a tip that'll get me through, is always love your food. People will say, oh, I can't go on a diet. I love me food. I love me food. I love me food now more than I did before. And you still can love your food. There's always a recipe, an adaptation that you can do to make that. I love curries. I love burgers. And I live off curry. I joke and say I lost 13 stone eating curry. I just about did.
Yeah.
I made all these recipes from scratch. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but there's a great book called Pinch of Nom. That is absolutely fantastic. Tells you how long things take to prepare, how long it takes to cook, and how many calories per portion. And that's like a Bible in my house now. That's fantastic. And I make all the recipes out of there. But I always love my food. If I had sat myself down to a plate of salad every day, I wouldn't be where I am today. So
Pinch of nom, did you say, Julie? Pinch of nom. Did you say pinch of nom? Right, okay.
Yeah.
So love your food rather than, because we do these diets and these fads and then we starve ourselves and, we've all been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And then another question, do you feel completely liberated? And do you do things now that you never thought that you could do?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm like a different person. Even as much as like going to the shops myself and things like that. It's absolutely fantastic. And as I mentioned before, the kids have played basketball for years and it's been a big part of my life for the last 15 years. I've made loads of friends through it, people close to like family. They're more like a family than friends. And I always joked, my daughter played like ladies basketball and I said, oh, do you not fancy it? And I was like, oh, no, I've got no coordination. And I always thought, what it is? I would love to do that. And now I'm part of a walking basketball club at Newcastle Eagles, and I absolutely love it.
Wow.
Kids don't play anymore, but I play, and I
Wow.
absolutely love it. Even as far as taking photos and things like that, I hardly had any photos of myself. Photos I was forced to have taken on holiday. It looks like you're not on holiday with us. You're going to have your photo taken. And they are most of me big size photos because I hated my photo taken.
So now you're like, can you get us at the right angle? I hope you are.
Well, I do. I feel like one of my kids will say, give us a look at it. Give us a look at it. Take this photo. Give us a look at it. No, I don't like that one. Take another one. Yeah. It's just somebody like I am me now. I'm not hiding behind anything. And it's just fantastic.
I love that.
Fantastic.
I am me. It took you 50 years to get to that point, but how inspiring is that you now know that you are you and you're getting up every day and you're just being you. It's just amazing.
I am, and I'm happier and healthier than I've ever been, and I couldn't ask for much than that. Literally,
there's so much. You can go and look at the comments after, but there's so much great comments about being inspiring, fabulous, brilliant, go lady. How one small step has led to so much, and how you're inspiring others. There was one other. What did you do on the weeks where life got in the way, if it did, or you lost motivation? I think you might have started covering that because you talk about preparation. and loving your
Yeah,
food.
I just adapted everything. I think I can honestly say the only time that I wasn't really on plan was when I was on holiday abroad and I couldn't really be on plan. I know you don't really want to be on a diet on holiday and stuff like that, but I was always conscious, where before I wouldn't be conscious. And that was the only time I've came away from like an all-inclusive holiday and gained like 2.5 pounds. And I thought, well, I can get that off. And if you call holidays getting in the way, it's not really getting in the way, is it? Because it's life. And
Yeah.
you've got to adapt what you're doing around life, because life gets in the way. And if you're going to let life get in the way, like this lockdown, I can honestly say, hand on heart, I've been up and down. I haven't been 100%. I mean, I don't need to lose any more, so I have a little bit leeway now. But making stupid excuses, like I really should have been in Cuba now. Should have travelled out last week. And last week I was in a terrible way with myself. I'm like, I should be on, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing dishes. I shouldn't be doing washing. I'm going to have a takeaway tonight. I should be on holiday. I'm going to have another couple of drinks tonight. I should be on holiday.
Yeah.
And guess what? I've put a couple of pounds on this week.
Yeah.
But I'm back on it. From yesterday, I'm back on it. I'm back on track. I know what to do. But like I say, as far as advice goes, is always love your food. There's always something you can do. There's always something you can have. Don't get bored. Don't deprive yourself, because depriving yourself just leads to like binging, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Now I calorie count, because halfway through my journey with Slimming World, my weight sort of plateaued. So I looked into it more. They were telling me, if you follow this plan 100%, you will lose £2 a week. So they were more or less saying, I don't believe you haven't stuck the plan this week. And I had stuck the plan. I'd stuck with it 100%. So I started looking into things myself and into the calorie deficit and things like that. So I started reducing portion size and keeping calories down and things like this. And it sort of contradicted a little bit what I had done to lose the first amount of weight, but it was what I needed to do to lose the rest of the weight. And that's how I maintain now. I just calorie count. But good or bad, whether I have a good week or a bad week, a good day or a bad day, everything goes in my fitness pal.
Yeah.
You look at the other day and say, Christ, I've had about 4,000 calories today. On it tomorrow. But everything's in it.
Yeah.
Everything's in it.
We can always choose again, can't we? And that's important to just acknowledge. Like you say, you're meant to go on holiday. You're giving the excuse. You're treating yourself with an reward. You know what you're doing, so then you can just choose again. So just as well, because you're sharing now your knowledge with other people, aren't you? I know, like I'm always seeing things on Facebook, recipes. Like you're sharing. You're paying it forward, aren't you?
I am. I've opened my own weight loss group. So Slimmers for All. I've got 2 groups a week, and obviously it's not on at the moment because we're in a lockdown, but I've stayed in touch with my members all the way through. I have a few online members who are checking in online, and I'm giving them advice and stuff. But there's a few members that's still in the Facebook group, and we're just plodding on and we're geeing each other on and stuff. And that's something I never thought I could do neither. I never thought I could stand up and address a class and stuff. But it just made us want to help people. Seeing people struggle. I'd been through the same struggles myself. It just made us want to help people. So that's why I started my own weight loss group up. And that's something I would never have done as well. So that's another opportunity that it's opening up. So it just seems to be ongoing.
Absolutely.
It's coming up every year.
So absolutely. Bring it on. And can you share your group on Facebook in the comments? Have you got like a link or something you would share if anyone else is interested? Can they join online? Like if people wanted you to be their slimming coach, do you have to physically come to your classes in South Shields, or is there another way?
No, join online. I've got an online group. I've got 2 members in Dublin, and I've got a member in Birmingham at the minute, who I'm helping. The majority of them are from South Shields, but I can open up to like anywhere. And they just they check in, they send a picture of their weight on the scales. I give them support, advice if they're feeling a little bit down, give them a little pep talk, that kind of thing. I share a recipe of the week every week for the online members, and then just like a little talk of what I would have talked about in group, which is quite a bit harder because in group you get feedback, you're talking, people talk back to you. It's quite the process and prepare a little speech and things like that. And I send that out on a Saturday to the online members, and then a recipe of the week either on the Saturday or the Sunday.
Okay.
And then I normally feedback off them to see if they've tried it and if they've liked it and that kind of thing.
Fab. So, well, we'll get Julie to just drop your link in, your online link, if that's okay, after this, and if anyone wants to. And then, Julie, what we'll do is we download this and it goes on YouTube, so we'll put your link in there as well. So anyone who watches it, who wants to get in touch, can do. But can you believe the 30 minutes is up already? Didn't I tell you it just flies by? It just flies by. It's like that. Oh, we never want them to end. But honestly, you are amazing, and your story is inspiring. And now the fact that you're paying it forward with the lessons that you've learned in your life and helping other people to go on their journey is amazing. So there's loads of love for you on the messages. I know you can have a look back after them on the Soul System. But thank you so much for coming and sharing your story with everyone. For other people who are feeling similar things to how you feel, you're an example of what's on the other side, what's waiting for people. Just have to make the decision and find a way that works.
Yeah, and put yourself first.
Put yourself first. Last tip, put yourself first.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Right, we'll stay on. We'll be able to stay on, Julie, but just bye-bye to everyone who's online. And thank you to Julie for being our guest speaker today. Bye, guys.
Bye.